Hello and welcome to Charch Chat. I'm Paul Charchian from LeagueSafe.com. Thanks for joining me today here at Open Sports. I want to talk about quarterback ratings. I did numbers 1 through 5 for 2009 yesterday. Today we've got numbers 6 through 10. And to recap, numbers 1 through 5, they were Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tony Romo, Phillip Rivers, and then Aaron Rodgers at 5. Plenty of controversy, but that's part of the fun of it. Number 6 is... and this is not a cop-out, I swear, the New England quarterback, whoever that is. Hey, it's January. I can't know if Tom Brady's knee is going to be right. But Tom Brady's knee is right, then we'll put him in at 6, and I hope it is. If it's Matt Castle and he's still in New England and he's the starter, then you know what? He's probably worthy to be there too. So we're going to go with the New England quarterback, whoever that is, at number 6. Castle's season, by the way, as you probably remember, pretty nice in the second half. He ended up with 21 touchdowns, 3,700 yards, which for a guy who hadn't played since high school was pretty darn good. His final 7 games of the season, he threw 14 touchdown passes and just 4 interceptions. He gets Randy Moss will be back, and Jabbar Gaffney might not be, but that's not a huge loss. This is under Josh McDaniels. This was always a pass-first offense. I think that will remain even without Josh McDaniels. Bill Belichick will play to his strengths, and we've seen that it's a running back by committee and a strong passing game. That will likely continue. Number 7, Kurt Warner. Now, a lot of people, and you could make a good case for this, he's going to turn 38 next year, and that, the end could be very soon, but, we've thought that for a long time. He's still got 2 very good wide receivers. 30 touchdowns this year, 27 last year. He did that in 14 games. This is, he's still a very productive player, and he's got Fitzgerald. Bolden, I expect Bolden still to be there. Now, Bolden's under contract. He wants a new deal, and he's earned a new deal probably. But I expect him to be there one way or another. Now, if he ends up getting traded off the team, then we might want to readdress this later. But right now, we'll stick with Warner at number 7. A reminder: he threw touchdowns in 15 of 16 games this year, which was definitely helpful. Although a lot of single touchdown games down the stretch when you needed him most in the playoffs. In fact, he threw multiple touchdowns just one time in a 6-week span between the week 11 and week 16. All right, let's go to number 8, Jay Cutler. Cutler gets Josh McDaniels, we were just talking about, and as mentioned, McDaniels a pass-first guy, and you got to like the fact that McDaniels elevated to a great degree Tom Brady and Matt Castle's careers. And that you got to figure this is going to be very good. And clearly, McDaniels knows how to work with coaches, how to work with quarterbacks, how to coach them to be the best that they can be. And I think Cutler takes another step forward here. In fact, he may end up being too low at number 8. He threw 25 touchdown passes last year. He ran in a couple more. He's got quality wide receivers in Royal and Marshall. He threw touchdown passes. Cutler did in 14 of 16 games. Also, one of those things I love consistency out of fantasy players. He certainly brought that to the table as well. Number 9, Ben Roethlisberger. This year, just the 17 touchdowns. He ran in a couple more, but last year he had 32. And it just feels like he played pretty good quarterback this year. He got beat up a lot. You hope they improve the offensive line. It's just the good play didn't translate into a good box score. Last year, even when his play was up and down, the box scores were always there. It just didn't always translate this year. I think it comes back next year, and he's one of my favorite sleepers for next season. He's a very, very good quarterback. He still has 2 quality wide receivers in Hines Ward, Santonio Holmes. They're going to get it done there, and I just got to believe better offensive line. He gets another year of experience. Roethlisberger will return to mid-20s touchdown form. I've got him at number 9. Number 10, Matt Schaub. And of course, the ding on Schaub is always that he's dinged up, and that's, I can understand that people don't want to trust him. He missed 5.5 games with injury this year, but when he played, he was so good. He averaged almost 300 yards per game. Amazing. He's got Andre Johnson, Kevin Walter, quality wide receivers. So, although the injury issue is still there, I still like him a lot. He threw touchdowns in every meaningful game he played this year except 2. By meaningful, I mean full game. Every full game he played but 2, he threw touchdowns in. He's a good player. Really like Matt Schaub. If he were to stay healthy for 16 games, he'd be a steal at the number 10 spot for the quarterback position. I will continue talking quarterbacks next week. We'll get into the running backs next week as well, the wide receivers throughout the month of January. Start talking and continue talking about the 2009 fantasy season. If you have any questions for our fantasy staff here at Open Sports, give us an email, fantasy@opensports.com.
Think you can complete the drive? Play today and get an automatic entry to win daily prizes, 2 tickets to the big game, and a brand new car. Start your drive today at opensports.com.